I'm fascinated by the future, and I think we can anticipate the future. Most of my clients are business people. A lot of big companies bring people in to predict the future. They might use charts, they might use trends, they might use computer graphs. I don't. I use more esoteric methods, but they are steeped in science. Business people never mention seeing a psychic. Master one thing and just do amazing work. I had one very big shot client, he's back 20 years ago, and he used to tell his secretary he's going to see a psychiatrist when he was coming to see me. He'd rather she think he had a mental health problem than saw a psychic. I take this seriously, I take my work seriously, and I want my clients to know I'm taking this seriously. We're looking at their life, they're making big decisions.
Each week I seek out individuals who are chasing and achieving their own goals on their own terms. Each have their own individual motivation, focus and passion. Their stories will change your perspective on what is possible, open your eyes to what real people are doing, how they're doing it, and hopefully inspire you to do what you want to do on your terms.
I'm a fortune teller or I'm a futurist. I say fortune teller because I find it in a way a bit of an amusing thing to say, because everybody's so terribly grand these days and so terribly important. I think it's quite grounding. You know what I mean? It's quite nice to just say, yeah, that's what I do. And it is basically what I do. I'm fascinated by the future, and I think if we can anticipate the future, life becomes a lot easier. We have way too much choice these days. So I started out reading tarot cards. I still read cards. I love reading cards. I meet a lot of readers that get bored with it and just go, oh, not another client. I never have. I love reading cards. They're so exciting. And they can really give you great direction. From there, I went to past life regression because I'm just so fascinated. And spontaneously, one day I was with a couple of people and we jumped into the future. We just, instead of seeing the past, and from there on, future life regression just went mad. It's just opened up so much. It's just hard to describe. You know, I teach other people now. Our results are incredible. So that's in a nutshell. So these days, I suppose some people would call me a futurist, because that's a modern day term for somebody. A lot of big companies bring people in to predict the future. They bring them in, and they might use charts, they might use trends, they might use computer graphs. I don't. I use more esoteric methods, but they are steeped in science.
And how did you find that you got here? So you obviously had that passion from sort of the tarot cards in the beginning, but where did you start off from?
I started off with cards. I mean, well, my grandmother was a fortune teller, so she read the tea leaves, and I would stay with her in the summer. And I was always fascinated, but I didn't have any natural ability. Most people in my line of work tell you incredible stories about when they were a kid and they saw this, and I didn't have any of it. And I tried as well. The worst thing was I'd sit there and try and have a premonition. I didn't even get it right once by fluke. But the thing is, if you've got a natural ability, you often don't know how you do it. Mm. I had to go and learn. So I did what everybody did back then, late 60s. I went off to India. The Beatles went there to know mystical things, and that was the place to go. If the Beatles went there, it must have been the right place, mustn't it? So, I trotted off to India and spent a year there. And when I came back, somebody bought me a pack of cards, and I could read them. I tried before, and I couldn't get my head into it. But I picked them up and I could read them. I just knew what they meant. They just talked to me. But I'd had several goes before. And I'm thinking, what's it mean when it's next to that one? And then you've got that. And I just could not get my head around it. But that day I picked them up. So now I teach people because I've got the most easy method of teaching and learning.
That's incredible. And you've built something up that's absolutely incredible. And you've got, I mean, goodness, is it you're on your 5th book at the moment?
I'm not sorry.
You're on your 5th book?
Oh yes, I am. I'm working on my 5th book. Yeah.
And how have you built all of this up? So obviously you've come from learning, from actually going out there trying to learn, to building up. Can I say a mini empire? Is that the right word? I'm not sure.
It's been a lot of years of a lot of hard work, and that's the bit. I like to fast track things, so I don't want other people to take as long as me. If anything, I've taken a long time to get to where I am, but. It is hard graft. I work for an office, and a lot of people say, well, I have the expense of an office. I've got a house, I could work from home very easily. There's something about getting up, making yourself get out the door by a certain time, even if I haven't got clients. I'm here by a certain time and I work all day. I'm not tempted to go off and mow the lawn. Not that I would anyway, to be honest, but I get on with it. I go to work, I take it seriously. One of the things I did in my early days, and it really worked for me, in the early days, and still to an extent, people that read cards always had the long flowing dresses. You know, there was a big sort of crystal around their neck. The bigger the crystal, the more important they think they are, and they kind of float about everywhere, you know. And then I went out and I got a briefcase and a pinstripe suit.
Oh, brilliant.
I just went, no, I take this seriously. I take my work seriously, and I want my clients to know I'm taking this seriously. We're looking at their life. They're making big decisions. I'm taking it seriously. And it's really interesting because you'll understand this. When I started to take myself seriously, everybody else did.
Yeah.
And most of my clients are business people. I do get the odd person coming from a love issue. If you look at psychic guys, they're usually late at night. Somebody split up with their boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever. Mine's not. Mine's business. Mine's business people come to me. And if you saw some of the business people that come to me, you'd be absolutely blown away. I'm talking about huge, huge people. And they go, oh, I need to see Anne before I buy that new airline. You know, it's just like, it's quite funny. You know, it's quite funny. One thing I've mentioned in the new book is what I call the shift. The shift was about 15 years ago that business people never mentioned seeing a psychic. And I had one very big shot client, he's about 20 years ago, and he used to tell his secretary he's going to see a psychiatrist when he was coming to see me. Rather she think he had a mental health problem than saw a psychic. And it was about 15 years ago, I was invited to like a big shots party, a lot of big names there, and everyone knew who I was. And it was that shift when people go, oh yeah, I see, I know I've got a psychic. And it was just the shift when people started to be very open. And I think it's about the same time that science started to back up what we do. You can anticipate the future. You just can. There's a wealth of evidence proving you can anticipate the future. But going back to the question, taking yourself seriously, acting serious. And I meet a lot of people, especially in these fields, self-help and everything, and, you know, they keep going on courses. They're always on courses, and the courses get more and more ridiculous. I mean, there's millions of courses run by people that have been in the industry 5 minutes. They've been somebody else's course, they've rewritten it a bit, and it's just nonsense. And they've got mountains of certificates. And what they're thinking is that next one's going to do it. That next one's going to be the one that makes me huge. No, it's not. Master one thing and just do amazing work. If you want to be successful, do amazing work with people. That's it. If you just sit there and you've got somebody in front of you and you just really do what you can. I'm not talking about sitting with them 3 hours, because you will get clients that want to practically move in with you. But I'm just saying, while you're with them, really give them your energy, really focus on them. You will grow. You will do great work. That is it. Not learning the latest magic rainbow unicorn technique, whatever it is. You know, 'cause there's so many now, and it's getting a bit silly. But just do amazing work with people. Give people your time, concentrate on them, and you'll grow. Your business will grow.
That's incredible. And where do you see your business going? So it's that kind of, you've built so much now, and you're a futurist. What do you see developing?
That's an interesting question. Well, another shift, which was one I had personally, it was a few years ago, and I'd written a book on future life progression, and it came out in a lot of countries, went to #1 in a lot of countries. So you can imagine what happened. People are calling me up, when you come in here, when you come in there. And I love jumping on planes. I mean, I can. My kids are grown up. You know, it's great fun. But there's only so much I could do. And I thought, I really want to grow this. You're like this. So I thought about it, and I suddenly thought, look at the people that train with me. They're incredible. Some of them are way more qualified than me, or have got abilities that I could never have. And so I thought, I don't need to do it all myself. And so I trained. Some of our practitioners are now trainers. They're in other countries, and they're doing incredible work. So they're teaching. I've also got, so one of the things we want to do is do more work with children, because we show them their best future, or show them options of how it is if they study different subjects. We've got all sorts of programs for children. That is amazing, but I'm not the person to lead that. And I suddenly thought, the shift was when I realised it's not all about me. It's about a collaboration. And I was discussing this one day with a few of the practitioners, and one of the guys said, you're building a starfish. And I said, what do you mean? He said, I'm going to send you a book called The Starfish and the Spider. And what about you? Get a copy because it's a mind-blowing book. I absolutely adore this book. I mean, the pages are falling out. I've read it so many times. And basically, companies are built with the figurehead. You've either got the big shot or the head office. And you've got the legs of the spider or the different departments or different branches or whatever. And as soon as you've got a problem with the head, the person at the top, you had it in United Airlines, they treated somebody badly, the whole thing tumbled. Their shares plummeted because they treated somebody badly. Happened, the famous one is Gerald Ratner all those years ago, so talked bad mouth in his own products, shares plummeted. As soon as there's a problem at the top, the whole thing starts to wobble. Now look at a starfish. A starfish, cut the leg off, it will scurry off and make a new starfish and grow a new leg. As soon as you break things down into modules that are self-governing, you build something way more. Yeah. You build something way more. And the book gives you examples of anything from AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, because you've got hundreds of thousands of groups all over the world. Nobody actually knows how many groups there are, but they're all self-governing. They all look after themselves. Nobody could ever change that because it's self-governing. Even with terrorist organisations, a lot of them are self-governing. So how do you bring them down? It's really clever stuff. So from the point of view of an organisation, so say working with children, I've got no credibility there. I was thrown out of school twice. I mean, how can I go into school and say, excuse me, I couldn't read and write properly when I left school. I can't go in and go, look, I've got this programme for kids. They're just going to take one look at me and just say, forget it. But among my practitioners, I've got people that work in very credible organisations doing children. One of them is a master teacher of teachers. He's a very high-level guy. I've got several that run organisations or involved in organisations where they help children with special needs. They're already out there teaching kids. Now, what I need to do is put them together in a group, let them get on with it, back them up, help them. And there's other things. Addictions is something I'd love to work with, because as we cure diseases, we have a new one. Addictions is a huge problem this day and age. I'd love to put a group of my key people together to work on something to do with addictions. Let's see if we can really create a shift with addictions. And there's lots more. I mean, the main thing I'm working on right now is corporate work. And amazing how the universe works. I said, it's like, go and get on with some work and things start to show up. So I'm working on the new book, which is about the future of work, about work in, this is what the new book's about. Corporate people are coming in, would you come talk to my people, would you come here, they're showing up, they don't know what I'm working on, but it's almost as if once you start working, the universe helps you. You sit there going, I wish somebody would come along. No, start doing it and they will show up.
So true. Oh my goodness. It's so true though. You're right. It's the same energy. It vibrates together and it attracts each other.
Yeah, it's amazing. So yes, basically I've got a lot I want to do and I can't do it on my own. So that's my future is to write the new book, which is going to be a lot of work. I spend a lot of time on the book. I know this one's going to be very, very good. And to build up different countries. I've got a lot more countries. I want to go back to Japan because that was amazing. I've got a lot of countries I want to build up. And it's all going to trigger from there. And I'm in talks for TV shows, so we'll see.
Fantastic. Oh, my goodness. And what would you say, if someone was in your position 20 years ago, what would you tell them?
20 years ago, if somebody was in my shoes 20 years ago in a similar circumstance, I would tell them to take themselves seriously, because 20 years ago we weren't taken so seriously as we are now. So I would tell them to get information that backs up what they do, and I would tell them to treat it as a job, because if you're working from home or you're working in, a lot of people have to work as a transition. They have a day job, and that's normal, and it's good to have a transition. But I would say have set hours for what you do. Really, really take it seriously. That's what I would say to people.
Brilliant. And last question, 3 books. So I've got The Starfish and the Spider. That's a fantastic recommendation. What other 2 books would you recommend that have really touched you?
Oh, The One Thing. The One Thing. A guy contacted me on Twitter, and he gave me a list of 200 iconic books, and he just said, pick one. So I can't pick one. He said, pick, and in the end I couldn't. I picked 3, and I said, what about you? And he said, The One Thing. That is the book we need today. That is the book we need today. It is out of the time we're living in, where we're overwhelmed and we're trying to do too many things. The One Thing is the book we need today. It is a brilliant book. So you've got The Starfish and the Spider. The other one, for me, Stuart Wilde, Affirmations. Oh my God, that guy. I learned more from him than from everything people say about the law of attraction now. He said it 30 years ago better. So affirmations, it's not about sitting there going, oh, I am happy, because I know people who say that, and the minute they stop saying it, they go, I'm so unhappy. So it's about making your life an affirmation of what you want it to be. Hence, like my work, going out and buying the briefcase and the pinstripe suit, it is make your life an affirmation of what you want it to be. And I love Stuart Wilde. I mean, he's just my favourite teacher ever. So Affirmation, Stuart Wilde. It's mind-blowing. Again, it's another book I've got where the pages have fallen out. We're going to have to buy a new copy. Because I've read it, I can't believe how many times. I must have read that book dozens of times or dip into it. They're my 3. There's loads more. If I can have one more, a book that I would recommend is Paul McKenna's I Can Make You Rich. And people are put off by the titles. They think, oh, it's just about making money, and we'll look at him just because he's rich. But the book isn't about that. The first part of that book really gets you to find out about yourself and what you believe about yourself. And it's the only book where I've actually sat down with other people and said, right, we're going to do a different exercise every week. We're really going to work our way through that. And as I say, Paul himself says, people just read his book and that's it. And then put it to one side. Don't do the exercises. You will learn about yourself. And the second half is about you believing you're worth more and doing more and allowing abundance. That's another one. So I've broken the rule. I've gone for 4, sorry. But they are books that I think they'll create something. They're all books where you just go, oh, right, brilliant. They're the key books, I think. And I buy 5 books a month, and I have done for years and years and years.
Wow. Okay. Well, in that case, 4 was pretty good. I think you were very, very strict with that. And thank you so much. For anyone who wants to find you or understand more about what you do, we'll put the links afterwards. But where can we find you?
But I tell you what, why not find me on Facebook and say hello, or Jirsch at hotmail.co.uk will find me. If you tap in Anne Jirsch, you'll find me. Tap it into, so you'll put up the spelling somewhere. I should imagine you'll get the spelling. So, yeah, but say hi on Facebook. If you email me, I will send you my newsletters, and I always put in a good exercise. I always put in some cool stuff.
Brilliant. That's amazing. Thank you, Anne, so much for your time.
You're welcome. You take care now.
Yeah, you too.